Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about everything you need to know to ensure that you have a healthy pregnancy. My name is Olufumi Odumuagun and I am a homemaking enthusiast, and I share different types of homemaking content that can change the trajectory of your home and your family for good. Like I said earlier, I'll be talking about how to ensure that you have a healthy pregnancy. Firstly, what is a healthy pregnancy? A healthy pregnancy is that which ensures that the mother and the baby are in good health. And when I mean good health, that means the baby is born without deformities, the mother is healthy and without problems or complications after birth, and also the mother is in good mental state throughout the pregnancy and even after the pregnancy. So I'll first start by saying, what is the duration of a healthy pregnancy? Most pregnancies last between 38 weeks and 42 weeks, with an average of 40 weeks being considered as the normal or the average. But between 38 and 42 weeks is definitely a normal, healthy pregnancy. And in every pregnancy, there are 3 trimesters: the first, second, and third. Basically, a healthy pregnancy lasts for 9 months, and the first 3 months is the first trimester, the second trimester, and the third trimester. So every trimester has its own unique features or characteristics, but generally the second trimester is usually considered as the most rosy or the most gentle of the 3 trimesters. So usually by the time you find out that you are pregnant, you would be about 4 weeks gone already. And to be honest, that is good to hear. No 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks of pregnancy. There's nothing like that actually. So, but then it's good that you have already started counting already, because your pregnancy starts counting from the last menstruation, the beginning of the last menstruation that you experienced before you now missed your period. And the first thing I want to say in this video is that immediately you find out that you are pregnant, if you are not already taking supplements or multivitamins, it's a good time to start. Do not wait till you see the doctor. Don't wait for anything. Just get prenatal multivitamins and start using it, because those early stages are the times when the baby needs those nutrients the most. So you don't want to wait, you don't want to delay, you don't want to cause any issue with your baby. Sometimes people with healthy diets, people who eat well, might not have issues, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Immediately you find out that you're pregnant, start using supplements. The second thing you want to do immediately you find out that you're pregnant is to schedule an appointment to see your doctor, so that they can know that you are pregnant, and so that you can have where you want to go to in case there is any issue. You wouldn't be running helter-skelter. So you want to make the decision of what hospital you want to go to. And if you have not even decided, just go to the nearby maternity hospital around you and first of all register that you are pregnant, so that you can begin to receive adequate care. And with time, if you'd like to change the hospital, you can go ahead and do that. Another reason why it's very important that you find a hospital immediately you find out that you're pregnant is because the first trimester is usually the most difficult of the 3 trimesters. So most likely for most women, when they reach 6 weeks, they begin to experience symptoms that are not very pleasant. So you want to be prepared for those symptoms, because you don't know what your own symptoms will be. So you want to have a place where you can go to see a doctor, because once you find out that you are pregnant, you should not do self-medication. Do not use herbs. Do not do self-medication. Do not follow just any advice on what to use. See a doctor before you take any medicine or any medication. So as I have already mentioned, the first trimester is usually the most difficult, and most people experience symptoms that are generally referred to as morning sickness, which includes vomiting, weakness, sometimes lack of appetite, sometimes abdominal pain, sometimes weakness, sometimes inability to focus or concentrate or read or do anything. If you've been pregnant before and you're watching this video, kindly share your own morning sickness symptoms with us in the comment section. What were the symptoms you experienced during your first trimester? So this first key point about the initial stage of getting pregnant is very important. However, I'm going to be sharing 6 things that you need to consider throughout your pregnancy to maintain a healthy pregnancy. And the first is, be mindful of your nutrition and your hydration. During pregnancy, you need to be very deliberate about what you eat and what you drink, because your baby is going to be getting nutrients directly from you. They are not going to be eating throughout pregnancy with their mouth. So it's whatever you eat, what you take in, that is what they will get. And it is very important that you are very mindful of what you eat and drink. So about hydration, I would say water is your best friend during pregnancy. Try as much as possible to drink enough water every day, at least 2 liters of water every day as a pregnant woman. Make sure that everything that you're eating has all the classes of foods as much as you can: proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, everything. So you also want to eat foods that are rich in iron, like leafy greens, vegetables, and you also want to eat lots of fruits during pregnancy. Fruits like apples, bananas, and fruits that are generally nutritious, that will contribute to your wellness and your well-being. Another thing that is very important about nutrition in pregnancy is portion control. You don't want to eat too much while you're pregnant, and this is because you are most likely prone to indigestion and discomfort. So you want to divide your meals into smaller bits and eat them more frequently than you would normally, but don't eat too much at the same time. This can be disturbing and make you uncomfortable. So eat smaller bits at shorter intervals. Another popular question or issue with nutrition during pregnancy is, what can I avoid? What should I eat? And I would like to know in the comment section, what are the things you were told not to eat during pregnancy? I remember during my antenatal, the nurse that spoke with us asked us this, and I personally, I was surprised at a variety of answers I got. Some said pineapple, some said banana, some said zobo, some said different things. Like, you don't even want to know all the things that people are asked to avoid during pregnancy. But I would say that moderacy is key during pregnancy. However, I'm going to share the foods that you should avoid during pregnancy, but stay with me. So like I said, moderacy is very important. Whatever you are eating, whatever you decide to eat, whatever is appropriate for you to eat them in moderate quantities. Don't eat too much of anything. So what are things that you need to avoid during pregnancy? The first I'll say is alcohol. Do not take alcohol during pregnancy. It is not healthy for your baby. It can cause deformations or serious problems with your baby's development. Please don't take alcohol while pregnant, no matter how tempted you are. The second I will say is limit your intake of caffeine. So during pregnancy, you can take caffeine, but do not take it too much. Minimize anything that has caffeine as much as you can, and if you must take it in very little quantity. The third thing I want to talk about is avoid contaminated food, and this is easier said than done. When you're pregnant, you have to be very careful of what you eat. And this is why I will say that people will generally advise you to avoid foods that are very prone to contamination or that might be contaminated, because technically you can't always perceive when a food is contaminated. Of course, the general telltale signs are smelly foods, but sometimes some foods are contaminated and they are not smelling. Let me give an example. In Nigeria, sometimes we refill juice or drinks into bottles that were not hygienically processed. For example, zobo. Normally when you boil zobo, when you prepare zobo, it should kill every contaminant because it has gone through the boiling process. However, we allow it to cool and end up pouring it into used bottles that we just washed with water that you don't even know where the water is from. So you want to be very careful of taking things like that, zobo, kunu, that you buy from sources that you cannot verify. However, if you can make these things at home yourself, or you're buying from verified sources that are very hygienic. You can take almost anything during pregnancy at moderate quantities. Another thing I would like to say is avoid contaminated food in your house too. If you notice that your food has been opened for a while or is smelling funny, avoid it as a pregnant woman. In fact, as a rule of thumb, always warm your food again before you eat it. So if you have leftover from a meal, as a pregnant woman, don't just go to the pot and start eating it without warming it again. You want to prevent sickness for yourself as much as possible, because when you're pregnant, the number of medications that you can use become limited. So you don't want to complicate your issues by eating contaminated food or just eating anyhow, because this is the major route through which many people fall sick during pregnancy and they don't even know it. Also, you want to avoid uncooked foods, uncooked meats, raw meat, half-cooked meat, half-cooked fish, because these things can be heavily contaminated as well, and you're pregnant, you don't want to take chances. So avoid raw foods or foods that are half cooked as much as you can. So we're going to move to the next point, which is engage in moderate exercises to ensure your physical well-being. While pregnant, you don't want to live a sedentary lifestyle. You don't want to sit too long, you don't want to stand too long. You just want to keep yourself going and moving as much as you can. So make sure that you're exercising yourself daily. Make sure that you're not sitting for too long or standing for too long. You want to just keep moving. You are prone to backache and some other lower back pain issues during pregnancy, so you don't want to sit on uncomfortable chairs, and you want to be very mindful of your sitting posture, sleeping posture, and all of that, because you don't want to complicate your pregnancy. Pregnancy itself is already a thing, and you don't want to add problems by maintaining a wrong posture or not exercising yourself. When you exercise yourself, you help your digestion, you will be more energetic, and you have a high chance of being healthy all round. So for exercises, my suggestions are: take a long walk, do stretching exercises. Please don't do rigorous exercises during pregnancy. Don't lift heavy weights during pregnancy. So the third thing I'll talk about is be mindful of your mental health during pregnancy. Always seek support emotionally and physically during pregnancy. Stop doing James Bond. If you need to carry things, have people help you. Stop doing everything by yourself. Don't be alone. Don't be a loner. Play with people. Reach out to people. Seek support groups of pregnant women. Don't just be by yourself during pregnancy. Make sure that you factor in your emotional well-being. Also, maintain good and healthy relationships with your spouse, your children if you already have children, and your friends as well, because these are people that will help you. I know that pregnancy can be very difficult, but you don't want to be a nasty pregnant woman. You can actually control your emotions. You can control how you behave, even though you feel somehow on some days. You can be very nice to people about your symptoms, and if you're not in the mood, if you're not in the right frame of mind, communicate this properly. Don't just start snapping at people and people be like, hey, she's pregnant, don't step on her toes. When she's pregnant, she's always fighting. Stop fighting when you're pregnant. You don't have to fight. You need to just communicate and be emotionally aware. You can watch my video on emotional intelligence and control your emotions during pregnancy, because the thing is, our emotions and how we behave, it's like a cycle. It will boomerang back at you. When you behave well towards people, people would want to help you, they will want to come around you, and it will make your pregnancy better. But if you are nasty, yeah, people will still help you, but you just make it more difficult for them, and trust me, some people will just want to avoid you altogether. The fourth point I would say is always attend your antenatal medical checkups. Do not miss them for anything. Even if you've been pregnant before and you feel like, oh, I know how it used to be, pregnancies differ. Please attend your antenatals and make sure that you do all the tests and scans recommended. Use all the medications that are given to you. If the doctor says your blood pressure is high and you need to start taking certain medications, during pregnancy is not the time to start arguing. You don't want to harm your baby and yourself. Just follow your doctor's advice and do what is right for yourself. Also, you would be asked to do regular tests, PCV, blood pressure during your antenatals. Do all of this, because they are pointers to the health of your baby and to your own health yourself. You don't want to skip doing any of this, so that if there is any problem, they can catch it on time and help you to handle it. The fifth point I will share is very important and quite broad. Start to prepare for baby care, labor, delivery, breastfeeding, and generally the birth of your baby. So during pregnancy is when you would go and shop for baby things. You want to start preparing, make lists for what you want, have pictures of what you want your baby's room to look like, how you want them to be, and start buying things that they will need. Don't wait till you are too stressed or when you're about to give birth before you start buying things. Start buying things as soon as you know that you are pregnant, and prepare. Every child is special. Prepare for the birth of your child. Also, you want to start cleaning your breast and preparing yourself to breastfeed. You can watch my videos on breastfeeding. I have an entire playlist of 3 videos on breastfeeding, how to latch, breastfeeding positions, and different things that you need to know about breastfeeding generally. Also, it's good time to decide who is coming to help you when you give birth, because your mental health is very important. Is it my mom? Is it my mother-in-law? And communicate things properly so that when you give birth, there won't be chaos. Decide how you want to name your child, your baby dedication, and so many things, so that when the baby is here, you won't be so stressed and overwhelmed. Postnatal depression is real, and you don't want to take chances at it. You want to prepare your mind as much as possible for different things. Also, you need to pack your hospital bag as early as you can. Start packing it from second trimester. Put different things. I believe that every hospital has a requirement, or they have what they want you to bring. Find out what you should take to the hospital and pack your hospital bags, because sometimes people give birth earlier than they anticipate. You don't want to be all over. You don't want to be caught on fresh when you're going into labor. So try as much as possible to pack your hospital bags. Also, during pregnancy is a good time to read about labor, to read about Kegel exercises, different things that you can do to ensure that you have a good delivery experience. You also want to find out what kind of delivery do you want to have, cesarean section or vaginal delivery. And I would say it's good to plan to have vaginal delivery. Eliminate fear from your mind and plan to have vaginal delivery. However, if your doctor says you should have CS, please, CS is not bad, it's not a sin. Go for it. It is one of God's divine intervention to ensure that women have safe delivery. So please, by all means, if your doctor says you should have CAS, whether during your pregnancy or even at the point of labor, please do not hesitate, because this might be God's way of delivering you from death and delivering your baby from death or any issue. So the 6th point and the last point is prayers with the word of God. Keep praying and praying with the word of God throughout pregnancy. Have pregnancy confessions. Try to confess the word of God on this baby, because this baby that you will birth is a king, is God's child, and is special. You need to start praying so that the devil will not have any place in that baby's life. You want to start praying for the child's future. You also want to confess that you yourself, you remain in good health throughout this pregnancy, and that your delivery will be safe and smooth. So I congratulate you once again on your pregnancy, and I look forward to a beautiful delivery experience with you. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and have an amazing day. Bye.